Hello there, everybody, this is General Snivy, and welcome back to more of the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition playthrough. Last time, we took care of a whole bunch of side quests and gotten basically every single one done. And we even took on a few extras, too, because, well, why the heck not, right? So, in today's session, we're going to take care of one more side quest, and after that one is done, then we're going to start making our way through Sword Valley and progress through the story. So, as you can see, I leveled everyone up to level 55 through expert mode, and I also changed around a couple of party members' outfits. Not too much, but I figured might as well change the outfits around for a nice change of pace. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and get things underway. And here we go. If I can push the right frickin' buttons. How do I confuse X and Y all the frickin' time? Alrighty, let's chat with Banna and see what the hell's going on here. No one merchants, eh? Are you sure about that? So, this is gonna be quite interesting. Looks like we're gonna have a little bit of a chat with this mysterious client, or these mysterious Nopon merchants, who somehow received this letter, or more or less sent out this letter to Banna, if you know what I mean. Okay. I think the next step of this quest line is about to begin, so we might as well go ahead and get it started. We're right there. I wonder what this letter says. Okay, this is gonna be a bit interesting. Alrighty. So, it appears that this red pollen orb should not have left this place if that wasn't If that wasn't obvious, it shouldn't have left here. No one home. Well, that's definitely not totally suspicious at all. Know what I mean? I don't think this quest line is going to take very long to complete. So, hang in there. It won't be too much longer. Top secret data. I have a feeling that we're going to need to head into someplace a bit dangerous. This is gonna be quite a pain in the butt for sure. Of course. I should have known that the Nopon camp was too obvious of a place to go for something like this. Also, I do believe that in order to even begin this quest line, you do need to complete the quest from this Nopon that's up here. Such as feeding him, treating to his wounds, taking care of a few monsters, you know. The usual stuff. Nothing too crazy. At least not yet. So, that's a good thing, I guess you can say. So, one thing I will go ahead and say here is I know that I'm starting today's stream a bit later than usual, and I will explain soon enough why that is. Okay, so this particular part of the quest, it does start up another quest that you must accept, and you have to interrogate him until he reveals all the information. The red pollen orbs, if consumed, are very highly addictive. Kind of like a drug or something. Like an on-street drug. Or off-street, whatever. Also, get used to speaking to him many times over. I don't blame you. Ooh, a secret club every night. Okay, this is starting to get interesting. Can you tell me where Dediba is? Chairman will kill you, eh? Well, glad that's taken care of. That was definitely some very peculiar information, for sure. It seems that that Nopon is being forced to work for this chairman. And if he refuses, then he'll die. Okay. Let's get this started. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Now we gotta find some evidence to see if Banna's really the one who's the ringleader of all this, or if there's something else in play here. Who knows? Thankfully, it seems like all the evidence we need to gather are all in the village, so we don't have to go very far or go to some outlandish land in order to gather all the evidence we need. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Ouchie, ouch. The fight has only just begun. So, one other thing I will mention here is the reason why I have my party set up the way I do is primarily for the events of Sword Valley. I figured it would be appropriate to have a party like this set up, as I think it's perfect for the events to come. I didn't want to talk to you. Alright, here's all the evidence. Now, I believe the next part of this quest is going to start right about now. Maybe. Then again, maybe this will start at a later point in time. Alright, time to catch our crook in the act. That's funny because it's true. So, for this one, we need to locate the location of this so-called secret club. Although finding it, thankfully, is pretty easy. At least in this version of the game, because I believe it flat out tells you where you need to go. At least I think this is where it's supposed to tell you. And another thing, too, is that this particular club is only active at nighttime, so... Oh, hello, Shawaria. Welcome to the stream. Glad you were able to make it. You're just in time for some more Xenoblade action. I'll be honest, the current situation right now with the current weather outside of Alchemoth, it's absolutely perfect. Thunder and lightning, plus the kind of crap we have to go through just to uncover this conspiracy and everything. This is nuts. And also, to answer your question, I've been okay. I was going to get into an explanation of why I started today's stream a bit later than usual, but I kind of want to finish this up first, and then I'll explain everything.
Yes?
Those without a secret club card may not enter. Okay. Thankfully, this one shouldn't be too difficult to get our hands on. In fact, I'm pretty sure we know someone who has something like this, which is pretty sweet. And also, I believe that you have to complete this particular Nopon's quest line in order to even get an opportunity to do this as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like that's the case. Okay. So for this particular quest, what we need to do now is gather some additional items for this Nopon. Thankfully, we already have one of these items, so it's not going to take anywhere near as long to gather everything. But even so, it's not going to be easy. That's for sure. Another thing, too, is that it looks like the item that we're looking for is only going to be dropped by a particular enemy up here. So I guess we're going to have to pray until we can get our hands on this item. Thankfully, this should go down relatively easily. Get smacked.
I can see this isn't pushing you at all.
Well, that was definitely unfortunate. Oh well. Not that big of a deal. Guess we'll keep going. Just do it again and again until eventually we get what we need. Usually the items that you're looking for in order to complete certain quests, they usually become available after they drop a silver chest. At least that's how it usually works.
Man, what a bunch of jokers.
Okay, that's 2. Only 1 more to go. There is one other thing worth looking into within the High Entia tomb, and that is there is a hidden location that we can get to, though I am not 100% sure if we can go to the place necessarily right now.
bunch of jokers.
Regardless, we're not going to worry about this so-called secret location for the High-Entia tomb right now. Not until later. Or at least not until it becomes relevant. That is for sure. Okay. Cool. Well, glad that went relatively well, and quickly at that. Okay. Now then, time to infiltrate this secret club and possibly put a stop to an evil drug ring operation, if you know what I mean. Now then. So, anyway, I guess I'll go ahead and start explaining why this stream started a little later than usual today. I had to help out Mom with cleaning out some trash from the basement. There was a lot of it, let me tell you. And it was really, really heavy. Like, so freaking heavy. It wiped me out. It definitely was not easy. It was quite a lot of hard work. Now then. Too bad, little dude. Placing you under arrest for the illegal production of and sale of Highmore Calamar. Taking me to the Imperial Guard? You're just cowards! We have received a report from Frontier Village. Don't try talking your way out of this. You're coming with me. No! Danaba's fortune! This can't be happening! This must be a nightmare! Okay. Danaba was framed. Danaba isn't the kingpin. I told you to shut your mouth. This way. Stop! What the hell was that? Alright, well that's taken care of. Whew. That sure took quite a bit of time. But it looks like everything's finally working out in the end, so that is awesome to see. Cool. Here we go, folks. Glad that quest line is finally complete. That sure took a bit of time, let me tell you, but it was definitely worth it, for sure. Now, with that finally done out the way after nearly 25 minutes, it's time to head into Sword Valley, the Valley of the Damned. Warriors with swords in hand, travel fast across the land, for freedom we ride. Now then, let's head on in. Welcome to Sword Valley, aka roughly the midway point in this game. Even though we're about 10 sessions into this game, we're only reaching about, I'd say, around the halfway point. Although I can't say with absolute certainty if this really is the halfway point or not. But we are making some progress. Don't get me wrong. So anyway, Sword Valley is a fairly linear place to navigate through. It is mostly a straight hallway. However, there are several different ways you can navigate through this said hallway. There's obviously the doors that you can open and close if you so wish. Or, if you really are feeling adventurous, find a different way around. You might run into more Mechon going straight through the front door or the front gate, but finding alternate paths, you'll be able to face less Mechon, so take it as you will. And also, another thing too is that the alternate paths will take you towards areas where the lesser Mechon varieties reside. So, you don't have to worry about fighting walking tanks, for example. And let me tell you, some of these tanks are quite powerful and devastating. And you'll soon see what I mean when we see them. Also, one more thing I will mention here is, if I still sound kind of scratchy, stuffy, etc., it's because my allergies are still kind of bothering me. But they're not as bad today as they have been. Ooh, say hello to the M104 Fortress unit. See what I mean about the gigantic tank-like Mechon? Typically, you don't want to fight these things at all. At least not during your first playthrough, but New Game Plus, go to town, have fun, smack them upside the head some. Just keep in mind that it is going to take a while to take these things down. And also, shoot, what was I going to say? Honestly, I don't even remember now. Again, you don't have to necessarily fight these fortresses if you really don't want to. And honestly, it's recommended that you don't, and just avoid them as much as you can. You can avoid them pretty easily by means of taking the upper path, rather than going straight through the middle gates. Speaking of gates, you don't have to necessarily bring them down. Instead, you could take the upper paths and run across these gates. But bringing the gates down like this will make navigating through this place a little bit easier. One thing to keep in mind though is that if you die or if you fast travel, you will have to bring the gates back down all over again. So that's something to keep in mind. But one other thing to keep in mind is that some gates require you to activate a switch in order to bring down the gate. And thankfully, if you fast travel and that gate is closed, you don't have to worry about reactivating the power source. All you have to worry about is just opening the gate back up and just running back through again. And that, as they say, is that. So one more thing worth mentioning around here is that depending on where you go, side quests for Sword Valley will open up. And honestly, it's a good idea to go after them, as eventually Sword Valley will become completely inaccessible. So be sure to get these done as soon as you can. But if you don't want to do it, that's fine, just avoid the area. Though I still recommend going through it anyway. But that's just me.
The enemy's weak, but don't drop your guard. This won't take long. I don't have behold the power of the Monado. Bring it on. We can definitely
Time to get to work.
Here we go. Monado, lend us your power. Come on. We're counting on you. Here I come. Now. I know.
Damn it! Mistimed that. Hit it way too early. Oh well. It's not a big deal. All done. All done with that one. Like I said, it's definitely worth doing these quests for sure. Even if you have to fight a couple of fairly powerful monsters. I'm just saying. And even if you do kick the bucket, it's not that big of a deal, honestly. It really isn't. One more thing worth mentioning here is that if you're going after the Collectopedia for this place, getting all the items required to complete the Collectopedia can be a bit of a tedious task. And once Sword Valley becomes inaccessible, it'll become even harder to get your hands on the items you need. Hell, I thought I was screwed out of completing the Collectopedia after I failed to get all the items while Sword Valley was available during my first run. But, thankfully, when Sword Valley becomes inaccessible, the items that you need to search for to complete the Collectopedia, they're all available via trading. So, you don't have to worry about missing out on items.
Let's go! Leave it to Rhyme. Don't hold back. Backslash! Everyone, feel the flow of battle. We can definitely do this. Bring it on. Stream Edge! We can definitely do this. Roger. All systems go. Here we go. Stream Edge! Come on. We're counting on you. Final one. I know. Wow, down.
It's kind of interesting to see that this particular enemy here is immune to toppling. You would think that you could topple something like this, but I guess due to the way it's designed, perhaps it's just impossible. Who knows? So again, when it comes to navigating through Sword Valley, shoot. There are a couple of ways you can proceed forward at this point. I'm not too sure, but I feel like the gate over there you can't open this way. So you have to approach the next area through a different passageway. Also be careful when navigating through this particular hallway because ether rivers. Though you can bathe in it, you can't be in there for long, otherwise you will die. I'm just saying. It's not exactly fun to bake in ether. One more thing I will mention here is that I'm the least familiar when it comes to this particular place here. As most of the time when I go through Sword Valley, I just go straight from point A to point B. I don't really do too much exploring around here because I don't find the need to, honestly. There's not really a whole lot to explore when it comes to Sword Valley. It's basically a straight shot, straight to the end. At least, it's mostly a straight shot. There are a few bends and turns, but for the most part, you don't need to worry too much.
Get a hold of yourself.
Plus, there are plenty of places where you can jump down if you need to.
We can't lose. Make it a swift victory. Let me at him. Burn. Heat haze.
Excuse me. Man, my throat is so scratchy today. I mean, it has been like that over the past few days. And even so, it's still happening right now. Aha! Another quest. Time to get this one started. Thankfully, when it comes to the quests around this place, You don't have to worry too much about, shoot. You don't have to worry about taking care of every single enemy in the fortress. The only thing you have to worry about is just taking out a specific unit within the quest line, and then the quest will be complete. So even if you fall to the lackey, so long as you take out the enemy boss of the fortress, then you're good to go. Damn! Get smacked! Who's next? I guess no one. Alright then. Oh man, that felt great! New item. Neato. Okay. Now then, before we head on out and continue on our merry old way, let's see what we got over here. One more thing I will mention is that our next stop is technically over there. However, I'm not going to be going over there just yet because I want to take care of a little bit of additional exploration over here first. Man, I love doing that. That feels so freaking good. Next! God damn! By the way, I don't think I've ever done a max amount of a chain attack before. If I have, I think I've only done it like once. And that's not very often. Even with max affinity with everyone in your party, the chances of you getting a 15 chain attack is extremely low. I'm gonna guess roughly less than 1%. But when you are able to get a chain attack as long as that, Jesus, that feels so good. Because you could potentially deal over 1,000,000 damage in a chain attack, which is just pure batshit insanity. Yeah. One more thing worth mentioning over here is that, technically speaking, this leads to a secret area. But keep in mind, if you're roughly level 45 to 49, 50, something like that, you're gonna be in a hell of a lot of trouble. Mainly because it's guarded by a bunch of Mechon. Definitely worth exploring this place for sure. Nice. Hmm.
Not bad. We are at one with the battlefield.
Man, I love doing that so freaking much. So, you may be wondering, what is the significance of this area? Well, believe it or not, I believe this place was where you first fought at the beginning of the game. With Dunban, Mumkhar, and Dixon in the party. At least I'm pretty sure that is the same location. I could be wrong, but I feel as though that is the case. There's also another area in the very back there that can be a bit of a problem getting to, but once we get back there, I can't say if we're going to find anything real special back there. I'm going to say no, but you never know. You never know unless you go and explore. And that's what this game really encourages you to do. Explore the world to your heart's content. You know what they say, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
This isn't going well. Sorry, I can't focus.
Oh my god. Shoot, what a freaking boat. Cancel. How do I ban, block, and how do I remove, ban. Okay. Apologies for the interruption. Gotta love them bots just randomly appearing out of freaking nowhere because potatoes. And also, for whatever reason, it's kind of difficult to get rid of them. At least for me as the broadcaster, which is ridiculous. That really should not be the case, but here we are. I guess getting back here was easier than I thought. That's neat. Perhaps I was overthinking this place. Which, that is pretty funny if you think about it, but eh. Also, this may look like a giant door that you can't access, and that's because it's not a door, it's a wall. It's purely a wall. All that running around, and it seemed like that was a waste of time. But, let me tell you, it was definitely worth the trip for sure. Mainly for the unique monster that was back there. And also picking up a couple more items too. So, you remember this M71 Mechon whom we fought as a boss earlier on in the game? Well, now it's a regular enemy around here, which is kind of hilarious. I'm sure this totally will be foreshadowing of things to come. One more thing worth mentioning around here is I am not 100% sure, but I feel as though the Mechon variety is the same between day and night. So it doesn't matter what time of day it is. The Mechon whom you fight are all the same, no matter what time it is. I was not expecting another little enemy around here. Oh well, it's not a big deal. We can take care of this, no problem. Well, that took a little bit. One other worth, no. One more thing worth mentioning around here is, I think when it comes to some of the enemies around here that run in a formation, even if their leader is quote-unquote defeated, they still run their course as if their leader was still around, which I find pretty interesting. So anyway, as you can see, there is another gate right here, but we can't really access that gate right now. Hell, I don't even know if you can access that gate, period. Just because of, oh, wait. I think I can access the gate. I just need to do a little bit of navigating around this place. I guess you could say this place is kind of maze-like. But really, it's not that bad. It honestly isn't. Now then, anything else we're talking about right now? Nothing really all that much comes to mind. One thing I will mention is, last night I decided to do a no reset Banjo-Kazooie speedrun offline just because I needed to get my skills back together after not playing for over a week. And, oh man, it was kind of a messy run, but I almost got a PB, believe it or not. Unfortunately, I lost the run to RNG at the very end. Plus, I made some dumb mistakes throughout the entire run, too, which really didn't help. But I did finish it, and that's all that mattered. Why did I bring this up exactly? Well, just because I haven't been running the game lately, and I figured it would be a good idea to just practice playing through the entire game again as a whole, just to get my skills back in line. And let me tell you, it's not exactly been easy doing that. Now then, let's be on our way, shall we? I know we've explored quite a bit of Sword Valley, but that was only the surface of Sword Valley. We still have the main interior yet. Oh boy. Also, if you're wondering what's over there, there's absolutely nothing. It's just a single blue orb, which might be useful for collecting more items for your Collectopedia, but other than that, don't worry about it. Ah, man, I knew I should have taken a lozenge earlier today, but, paying for it now.
Everyone, let's go! Let me at him. Don't hold back. Let's rock! Keep up the pressure. We can definitely right, guys. Now we're putting together. So this is what teamwork is. Good job, everyone. But we must
There we go. all cleaned up.
No? Anyone?
Okay. Let us continue. Now, shall we? Like I said, this is only the beginning of Sword Valley. We still have the second half of the place yet.
Hey, look. Can we get in through there?
It looks as though it's unguarded. It should make for a decent entry point.
Now's our chance, Dunban.
Yes. But don't lower your guard. The Mechon may just be hiding.
Agreed. This is the heart of the Mechon Fortress, after all. Okay. Like I said, that was only the first half. We still have to get inside the main fortress itself.
I've been waiting for you.
Mumkhar!
How predictable. I knew you were going to come.
How could you? How could you do this to your own kind?
That ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just having the time of my life here. Ain't that the point? I even get to take out that annoying Monado brat.
Oi, Beardy! You're talking pretty tough there. Don't be so sure you can take us all on by yourself.
Come on! I ain't that stupid.
What's that sound?
Whoa! Oh dear!
Back.
Well then, Monado boy. Think you can do it? Can you kill them all? I wonder who's inside. Who could it be? Your dad? Your mom? Maybe that special someone. Aha! Looks like we have our first contestant. Too bad she won't give me much of a fight.
It's just like with Zanza. Shala, look out!
Too bad she won't give me much of a fight.
Shulk?
Everyone! Watch out for the green claws! And the other one's spears. There's something different about them.
You catch on quick, boy. You're right. These weapons are special. They were made especially to decompose you homs. And no, wait. Any being from Bionis.
How can that be?
I don't know about all this technical stuff, but it's something to do with that ether. Ether is like the Bionis blood. The fortress sucks its blood out for us. Then we use it to make this green liquid.
You monsters!
Pretty clever, don't you think? This world suits me just fine, Dunban.
Mumkhar, you're gonna pay!
I'm tired of your yapping, Mr. Hero. I'm gonna squish you like a slug, right here where we shared such lovely memories.
Well, bring it, Mumkhar! Bring it! So, for this battle, we have to fight not only Mumkhar, but also two mass-produced faces who look like Zord. Thankfully, these things are not going to be anywhere near as difficult as the fight with Zord, at all. Just keep in mind that they can still hurt you if you're not careful. Time to finish this! I was kind of hoping we'd be able to finish it via chain attack. Oh well, it's fine. This'll work perfectly fine. Take that, Mumkhar, and shove it up your ass.
Too much. The Monado is too much.
Yes, this is the power of the Monado. You wanted it, so now you can have it, Mumkhar!
I'm better than all of you. You're the one who's finished.
Die! Stop! Get out of my way, Shulk!
It's Mumkhar! He's not a Mechon!
Have you forgotten everything he's done? Where is your killer instinct? Now is the time!
I hate him, Dumban! For what he did to Fiora and the Emperor! So of course I want to get my revenge!
Shulk.
So, shouldn't he be the...
Face Mechon are not like the others. They're people. Like us. Are you really willing to kill another Homs?
Yes, sometimes needs must.
Even if it's Fiora? What then? When we set out, I wanted to destroy all Mechon. That was my aim. But now, I know that there are people inside. I have to know why. What's the reason for all of this? Why do Bionis and Mechonis have to keep on fighting? I have to find out why.
So, that is your fight.
Dumban.
I will never forgive what he's done. And yet, your words, they ring true. I feel their weight. We have to help Fiora now. We'll worry about the rest later.
Right.
Did you hear that, Mumkhar? We haven't got time to be playing around with you.
You always had to have the last word. Just die!
No!
Just
Don't move!
die!
Ooh, he's gonna be feeling that one.
No! No! Not like this!
See you in hell, Mumkhar.
Mumkhar. You went too far, you fool.
Coolio. Mission accomplished. Revenge complete? No, of course not.
They are of surprisingly little use, those visions.
Because he could not save his majesty. That was within the margin of fate. It was not Shulk's fault.
So you side with the boy?
Did you find anything out?
I did. It is most fascinating, this spear. The green fluid alters and destroys the structure of the ether, which is the building block of life on Bionis. It appears to have been created from ether energy drawn from the blood of the Bionis.
Could that explain the ether flowing through Sword Valley?
I do not think it is the only reason, but it is too early to draw conclusions.
Is there a countermeasure?
Creating antibodies is a simple matter. We will be ready.
That is good news.
Why did you have to include him? You know how he disgusts me.
We must respect our elders. Dixon has known him far longer than us.
So it seems like Alvis and, what was her name again? Well, regardless, Alvis and his friend are studying the spear. Perhaps there will be a weakness.
Out of the way. Now we just need to get inside.
They're in there. Fiora and the Golden Mechon.
Oh boy, another vision. What is it this time? Oh boy.
Fiora. Shulk.
What's up?
Did you see something?
No.
Shulk, you're doing it again.
You did see something.
All right. It was the Silver Mechon. Fiora. She's definitely inside the fortress.
All right. At least we know what to expect.
So, Fiora is inside. I can't let that vision come true. I have to save her.
That vision of Fiora falling to her death while inside the mech. Oh dear. That's gonna be a painful memory. Well, we gotta do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen. Which, let me tell you folks, it's gonna be a wild and bumpy ride. So anyway, in order to get to where we need to go, this is gonna be one of those things where it's gonna take a bit of time to figure out how we're gonna navigate through this sort of maze, but it's not really a maze per se. It's just, we just need to reascend this ramp and just walk around. No, seriously, it's that simple. I mean, as long as you have some sort of sense of direction, you'll be able to find where you need to go to eventually. It might take a little bit of time, sure, but it's not going to be that bad, honestly. Plus, along the way, there's another fortress of which we can take to, quote-unquote, press the advantage, if you know what I mean. There's also plenty of Mechon around here who might put up a bit of a fight, but considering our level right now, we don't need to worry about them whatsoever. Really, you don't, most of the time. You don't really need to grind all that much in this game. If you do have to grind, it's usually like at the very end of the game. And as long as you're doing a good chunk of side quests as you're tackling them, you'll have more than enough experience for the road ahead. I'm just saying. Quests may not seem like it's that important to do, but trust me, it really will pay off in the long run. I think I've been saying this for basically every single session of this game, but it needs to be reiterated. Now then, on to this next fortress. By the way, trying to navigate your way to where you need to go to progress further into the story, it can be a little bit daunting trying to figure out where you need to go, especially considering that this whole area is surrounded by a bottomless pit. Well, I did not mean to activate Battle Soul. Oh well, no big deal.
But we mustn't be careless.
Let's go. Not too bad. Okay, that was easy as pie. So, for those of you wondering where the heck this so-called fortress is that we need to take over, I believe it's just down here. Ooh, that is a very big boy over there. It's a big boy. And one that you may or may not want to mess with. It might not be a bad idea to try to sneak around this thing, and it's pretty easy to do. They may have a fairly large vision radius, but it honestly isn't that bad. Especially if you know what you're doing. Let's go. One thing I will definitely mention here is that this particular enemy right here can be pretty damn strong. I mean, it's at level 53 if you couldn't tell. But it shouldn't matter too much. So long as we keep up the chain attacks, everything will be okay. Nice falcon kick to finish it. I love it. Okay. Now, as far as where this so-called radio tower is, this is a location where securing it is pretty easy. I think all we have to do is just defeat a couple of the enemies around there, and we should be okay. Very nice. Get smacked. I'm done. One more thing worth mentioning here is if you're hunting down Mechon parts, then Sword Valley is definitely the place to go to do so. Which, let me tell you, once you lose access to this place, it ain't gonna be easy to get your hands on Mechon parts from that point going forward. Also, those aircraft over there, they may look like Mechon that you have to fight, but they're not. Trust me. They're just there for show. And honestly, I think they're more like transport crafts, if anything. They're there to carry the smaller Mechon to the battlefield, and that's really all you need to worry about. As far as everything else is concerned. Wow, this thing is level 55? Oh boy, this is gonna be quite interesting. Especially considering this thing has a spike on it. Alright. You should be able to get this done nice and quick. Nice. Very sweet. Can we continue the chain? Yes, we can. Boom! Right in your face! So the enemy commander at that particular moment, I think it has a damage spike, so every time you attack it, it'll deal a percentage of damage to you. Though I can't say for sure if that's really the case or not. Regardless though, the spike can be pretty dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, so be careful. This isn't gonna work. Especially after being pushed like that, dang it. Man, that sucked. I probably could have made that work too if I made the jump. Oh well, it's not a big deal. Besides, the only thing that happens is that you just respawn. Simple as that, like nothing ever happened. And again, if you're going for achievements in this game, then okay, I don't even know what I was trying to say there. I think what I was... Bleh. Okay. I really should stop trying to repeat my words without even thinking. Oh. So, I think one interesting piece of trivia I will go ahead and mention here is that in the original Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles on 3DS, Alvis's keychain was literally just a key. But in Definitive Edition, it's actually something else entirely when his character model was updated and everything. And another pretty interesting thing about Alvis is that his key was just a flat texture that was applied to part of his skin rather than having any sort of poly count whatsoever. It's kind of like Banjo's necklace and in Banjo-Kazooie on N64, where it's just a flat texture. Same sort of thing with Alvis, with his key necklace thing. And believe it or not, it actually has a pretty big significance in the lore of Xenoblade Chronicles. Not only this game, but also in the other two games in the Xenoblade series. So, the other games obviously being Xenoblade Chronicles Cross, aka Xenoblade Chronicles X, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Okay, time to head into the heart of the fortress. Ooh, this is gonna be one hell of a party that we're gonna crash, and it's gonna be fun. Hope you're all looking forward to it, because we're about to get this party going. Also, if you're wondering when exactly you lose access to Sword Valley, don't worry, it won't be for quite a while yet. But even so, it's worth mentioning regardless.
Here's our way in.
There's no turning back.
We can't let them find us. Let's move. Right.
Alright, time to head into the heart of Sword Valley. The main part of the fortress begins now. And also, this is an entirely different area with its own set of Collectopedia items. Although I think for this particular location, the items on show... Oh. The items on show for the Collectopedia here, there's not too many. There's only like 9 items. 3, 5, 7. Okay, 7 items. My mistake. Also, one other thing worth mentioning is that Ricky's skill tree is now officially complete. So, all skill trees are completed, which is awesome. Anywho, welcome to the heart of Sword Valley, Galahad Fortress.
Fiora's in here somewhere. Let's get looking. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm ready for anything. I'll trash any Mechon that tries to mess with us.
So, in order to progress through Galahad Fortress, we need to search for a key, which thankfully is not too difficult to find. It's literally right in front of you as soon as you enter this place, but it's still worth exploring this place too to fight additional Mechon and get some more experience. Also, in Galahad Fortress, this is where the battle theme actually changes to one of the best songs in the entire game, Mechanical Rhythm. One of my favorite battle songs, like, ever. God damn, that was amazing. Also, one other thing worth mentioning too is that you're probably not going to be hearing too much of Mechanical Rhythm around here. Mainly because we're going to be finishing these battles so freaking quickly. But, thankfully, Mechanical Rhythm does stick around when it comes to this area and a couple of other areas too. I believe after a little bit, it will change back to its normal battle theme, and if you leave Galahad Fortress, obviously it changes back. So, that's something worth mentioning. God damn, that was awesome. Really wish I could have continued the chain, but alas, it is what it is. Like I said, it's definitely worth exploring these rooms, even if you're trying to just go after the key to access the elevator in the center of this room. Like I said, it's worth it mainly for gathering more Mechon parts, getting more experience, and getting some really cool items. And one really neat thing about treasures is that they stick around forever, and I mean forever. Unless the area becomes inaccessible later, but that won't happen anytime soon. Let's go. Well, that was unfortunate. Also, apologies for the white blobs you might be seeing on the green screen right now. It's mainly due to the sunlight shining through the curtain. Nice. Good old Falcon kick to the rescue. I love it. Well, that was easy enough.
We are at one with the battlefield.
By the way, if you're looking for an area to grind for a bit, if you're underleveled, this is a good place to go. Just explore the first 3 rooms of Galahad Fortress, and you should be okay. Just keep in mind, you kind of need to be around level 45-ish if you want to take full advantage of this place. Just saying. Also, just like with Sword Valley, the enemy variety, no matter what time of day it is always the same. At least as far as I know. There we are. Nicely done.
Don't get cocky. Stay focused. Stay sharp.
Yes, sir.
Sir. I don't even know why I said that. Okay, all done with that. Now then, time to head on down. We're the next contestants on The Price is Right. Okay, why the hell did I say that? I don't know. But regardless, though.
Where are we?
Looks
Good.
like the control room for an ether blast furnace. There, look at that.
So this is what supplies the Mechon with ether energy.
Shulk, what's that?
Oh, looks like fun. Ricky, want to ride?
We didn't come here to mess about, furball. Time to bounce on.
Hold on. If we can stop that piston, we might be able to shut down the blast furnace.
Nice idea. Cut off the Mekon's ether supply.
Ricky say we try.
Yeah, but how are we supposed to stop something that massive?
If we can stop the turbines driving the piston, it should work. And the turbines should be nearby.
Right. Let's search for them.
Okay, that seems like a simple enough task. So for this particular story quest, the things we need to stop are literally right next to each other. Just keep in mind that... Just one thing to keep in mind is that these rooms are going to be guarded by enemy forces. And they're not necessarily going to let you walk into the rooms without any sort of resistance. Not unless you're well above the enemy requirements for levels are concerned. Other than that, be prepared to fight. And another thing worth pointing out too is that I believe the enemies around here are going to be in the 50s as far as levels are concerned. Also, excuse me for a moment. I'm gonna see if I can fix this. Alright, I think that's better, at least for now. Gotta love that, sunlight being so damn strong sometimes. Shining through and messing with the green screen. No kidding. That was so easy. Even a caveman could beat him by breathing on him. Way too easy. Okay, now that both of the turbines have been deactivated, or yeah, since both of the turbines are now deactivated, now all we need to do is just head to the center control panel and shut down the pistons, which, if you don't know where you're going, this can be a little problematic because this place is kind of built like a maze. Although, it really shouldn't be that bad as far as navigation is concerned. Even so, it is a fair warning. One more thing worth mentioning is that there are a lot more enemies around here that have a icon, such as sight and also hearing. So if you're trying to sneak around certain enemies, be sure to keep those icons in mind. Otherwise, you're gonna die. Speaking of dying, if you jump from here, obviously your goose is cooked. And nobody wants that. Here we go.
Nice one! We did it!
This should prevent them from mobilizing any large Mechon squads for now. Hopefully, we've improved the Allied forces' chances.
Hold steady, my brother.
Friends, here!
What's up, Ricky? What do you see?
It looks like the door's been unlocked.
Nice. Let's get down to the blast furnace.
If we're lucky, Fiora might be down there.
It could be her, or it could be the gold Mechon, or it could be both. Who knows? So, there is technically that switch right there. It is a optional switch, which it is a self-destruction switch, where if you press it, you'll create a shortcut for yourself. And honestly, it's kind of optional and not really worth your time. But that's just me. Do you really need to activate such a thing? No, but it is there for if you really want it. So, now that the pistons are taken care of, some new doors have opened up, and it's time for us to progress even further into the fortress. The fortress of death. I almost said deer. Fortress of Deer. That actually would be kind of a hilarious name for a fortress of some kind.
We can't lose. Make it a swift victory. Leave it to Ryan. We can definitely do this. Let's keep up the pressure. Just one left. That was too easy. Let's not lose our heads though.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Okay. Let's keep on moving. There sure are a lot of enemies around here who are roughly around our level right now. But, let me tell you folks, that's soon going to change. Might change for the better, or it might change for the worse. Who knows? Wow. Every time I want to use Monado and chant, the battle ends. There we go. Nicely done. Okay. When it comes to navigating through the entirety of Galahad Fortress, it's not really all that difficult if you really think about it. Sure, there are some enemies around here that are going to be putting up a hell of a fight, but as long as you are at a decent level, you should be able to get through this place without too much of a problem, and fairly quickly at that. And before we continue, let's see what we got up this way. Goodbye. I was gonna say get smacked, but it works too. So you may be wondering, what is the point of coming this way? Well, there is a reason why I'm doing it. And the simple reason for this being is there is, I believe, a treasure or something over here worth grabbing. Not just that, but there's also an ether furnace worth looking at too. So, this treasure is a safety device key. What this is, quite simply, it's the self-destruction switch. Or the self-destruction, oh, hello. Didn't realize you were in the center control room now. That's kind of interesting. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel as though I fought this thing already, but it was in a different room. Yeah, we already fought the thing. Well, whatever, it's no big deal. More experience and some more treasures, which is always nice to have. Okay. Now then. Oops, that was the wrong way. Now then, it's time to show up this self-destruction switch. By the way, again, like I said, I think it's more like an optional thing that you can choose to activate or deactivate. I mean, choose to activate if you so want to. It's up to you.
Make it a swift victory. Leave it to Ryan.
At this point, I really don't know what else to talk about right now. Honestly, there's just not a whole lot worth mentioning right now. Maybe maybe just for fun I may try to jump down and see if I can make it. Then again, maybe the railings will be just high enough to prevent me from doing so. Okay. So like I said, that self-destruction thing, entirely optional. You don't have to press it if you don't want to. It more or less creates a bit of a shortcut around here. Plus it grants you access to items that you otherwise would not be able to access after the pistons are destroyed. I thought maybe there was a fast travel point that I could have gotten to earlier. Oh dear. Looks like my green screen's freaking out again. Let me try to fix this. Okay, apparently that's not happening. Oh man, that is annoying. That's the power of the sun for you. Not exactly my best friend at this point in time, which is annoying.
Let's go! Leave it to Ryan. Don't hold back. Hiya! Steel Slash! Berserk! Whirlwind Slash! Powering up. We can definitely do this. Good call, Shulk. You never stood a chance. Let's press on. Let's not lose our heads, though.
Next. By the way, this area right here is kind of interesting. One thing you can definitely do is lure some of these M85s towards you and just fight them one-on-one. But something to keep in mind is the AI has a bit of a tendency to just drop into the Ether River because potatoes. Wow, I don't even know what else I can do. That was one hell of a chain, that's for sure. Kinda wish Dunban wasn't in the frickin' river. But, looks like we don't have much of a choice. There's no way Dunban's gonna teleport to our side right now, which is really damn annoying. And also really, really bad. Oh, okay. Now he teleports. Of course. Only, damn it. He only teleports when I don't need him. Well, whatever. At least Ryan and Shulk were more than enough to take care of most of the enemies around here, which is pretty sweet. It would be kind of hilarious if you can push or knock some of these enemies into the Ether River and just completely annihilate them that way. Oh, hello! Dubious!
General 159 Snivy angry. General 159 Snivy angry.
thanks so much for the sub, Dubious. I really appreciate it. In fact, is this a resub? I honestly can't even tell. Regardless, thank you. I really do appreciate it. It helps out a ton. And according to my current sub point count, yeah, it looks like it is a resub. I'm still happy regardless. So... Anyway, welcome to the stream. Glad you were able to make it. You're just in time for more Xenoblade action as we head into the heart of Galahad Fortress. Or more or less make our way through it. Wow, this place sure is creepy. And very eerie, too.
Shulk, is that?
A spear.
Spear ones. Loads and loads of spear Mechon.
Oh boy. Whoa!
It's Fiora.
So, this is a very interesting fight. So, for this one, we need to destroy the Mechon that are defending Fiora. Don't bother engaging Fiora, as I don't think the game will let you. Then again, maybe it will, and you can damage her, but you can't kill her. As, again, I think she'll maintain 1 HP no matter what happens. At least I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Also, face Nemesis, aka Fiora, she has a lot of HP. Okay, so it appears that you can only deal enough damage to drain the face Nemesis Mechon down to a halfway mark. Afterwards, you can't damage her anymore. Though why she's fighting us, that is gonna be figured out right damn now.
Stop! Don't you recognize Shulk? Fiora! Fiora, please! Don't you remember us at all? It's no use! Everyone, it's time to retreat! Got it!
Understood.
Move! Shulk!
Somehow everyone survives this.
I think so. What do we do now, Shulk? We ain't gonna last long here. Fiora! Try and remember! It's us!
I pity you. Without the power of that sword, I doubt you would ever have made it this far. Apocrypha. Activate.
What is...
Oh boy, what the hell is Apocrypha?
Mate, what's going on? What's happened to the Monado?
It seems to have deactivated.
okay.
Shulk, wait here.
Fiora! Stop this right now! How could you? Shulk came here to save you! Do you hear me? Fiora!
Something's up.
Run.
Fiora! Fiora! Or whoever you are.
Please, run. The machine is not under my control.
Not under your control? Is it him?
Most surprising. I admit I never expected such resistance to becoming a fate.
Egil.
Fiora, what have you done to her?
From the moment of their creation, all Mechon are mine to control. Should a passenger defy me, I force it to obey.
Why make Homs into Mechon? Why are you making them attack Bionis?
If you wish to know, you have only to submit yourself to me. All will become clear when you attack Bionis with a new body born of Mechonis.
Never! Who would ever submit to you? Forget about him. We have to get out of here. But what about Fiora? If we die here today, she will be lost forever.
Choose. I have rendered the Monado useless. You have no hope of victory or escape.
You chunk of scrap! So it was you who did that to the Monado!
The Monado is a tool that regulates the waves of the very ether from which the world is formed. Therefore, it can be counteracted simply by releasing opposing waves.
But how can you?
The questions end here. Hand over the Monado. After all, it is no longer of use to you.
Never! If the Monado really is powerless, then why would you want it for yourself? I will never give it to you. Never!
Then make your choice. Be crushed by my fist, or slain by your old friend.
Egil!
Oh boy. So, at this point, Egil's new toy has disabled the Monado arts. And in order to progress, you need to either deal enough damage to either Goldface here, or deal enough damage to Fiora. In which case, the game will progress. Then again, I think you can have only have to survive for a little bit before eventually it'll just ends. And obviously, if you are able to keep up a chain attack, you can knock down the gold-faced Mechon with a break and some topple arts, and just keep pounding Goldface into the ground. It looks like you have to damage both of the Mechons in order to even progress. Then again, perhaps the game doesn't expect you to be able to deal this much damage, or even be able to achieve a chain attack as high as this. I mean, that would make sense outside of New Game Plus. So, no matter what, you do have to deal damage to face Nemesis, aka Fiora. Which, I know, that's really, really bad, and it sucks. But it's something that must be done. Just remember, all you have to do in order to be able to damage face Mechon without the power of the Monado is break them first, and then topple them. Afterwards, they'll become easy prey. Okay.
Good job, everyone. We did it.
Who's next? I mean, we dealt a lot of damage to both the Goldface and also Fiora. I guess you just have to survive a certain amount of time. Afterwards, then you progress.
I cannot allow this. That boy is at risk. Shulk, don't let him die. Help Shulk. Help them. Who are you?
This is the end. Heir to the Monado.
Whoever you are, please lend me your strength. I won't let you do this.
Fiora!
How dare you defy me? Worthless machine!
Fiora!
Egil, no matter how much you yearn for revenge, I will not permit you to have your way.
The Monado? But how?
No, stop!
Please, survive.
Will you die for them? What is this?
Fiora!
Oh, shit.
Not good! Let's get out of here!
Where can we go exactly?
Shulk! Where are you? Shulk, get back here! Fiora!
Oh, man. Damn, Shulk! What the hell are you doing?
The power of that face. No, that is not possible. It cannot be.
I wonder if Egil finally figured it out. Who knows?
The fortress has collapsed? What of Melia? And Shulk?
The observation was based solely on long-range intelligence. We cannot be any more specific.
You don't need to worry about them.
But...
Take it easy. I've got a pretty good idea where they are. If you're going to attack, you better do it now. their fortress ain't completely destroyed? Or do we just sit here and wait to die?
Shall I perform the divination ritual now?
Forgive me, Seer. That will not be necessary. From now on, we will seize our destiny with our own hands.
We don't need to see the future. The Mechon forces are on their way. No doubt about it. I like the look in your eye there, lad. It's time. This is war.
Indeed it is. Ooh, that guy Grinch. Thanks for the host, dude. I appreciate it. Okay. That was definitely one hell of a roller coaster ride for sure. Question is, what happened to everyone? Guess we'll find out now. And also, is Fiora still alive?
It's been a long time since I last had this dream. I reached out for a piece of scrap metal. And then I fell into the ground. Was I dreaming? Fiora! What's that?
Well, better go find out what this mysterious light's all about. Welcome to the wrecked beach of the Fallen Arm. The Fallen Arm from Mechon.
Fiora. Fiora! She's still breathing. Wake up. Come on. Wake up. She needs water.
Better wake up Sleeping Beauty here, which that thankfully isn't too difficult. All we really need to do is just get her some fresh water from the local spring. There we go. See? Problem solved. Drink up.
Huh?
Well, that's one way of giving Fiora water.
Fiora, you're awake. Do you remember? My name is
I can't believe it. My first kiss.
You do remember me, Fiora.
Of course I do. Shulk. I never forgot you or the others.
Then why?
Because I wasn't me anymore. I wanted to call out, but I couldn't.
What do you mean?
When it happened, when Colony 9 was attacked by the Mechon.
I'm guessing this is where the explanation
I thought I had died. I felt the Mecon's claw rip through me. I couldn't remember anything. There was no sound, no light, no pain. When I came round, I had the body of a machine. And it felt like there was someone inside me.
Honestly, I think that's still the case. But what do you guys think?
Someone else? The one who was controlling the Mechon you were in?
Yes, that voice. But I could still see and hear. I was there all the time. Except I had no control over my body, and I couldn't talk.
That's why it seemed like you didn't recognize us.
Yes. Inside my heart, I was crying out desperately, but you didn't hear me. Nobody did.
We always believed it was you.
It's okay. You don't have to say that. I know it would have confused me.
But the person inside you, do you know who it was?
No. I heard her voice when she spoke, but I didn't know what she was thinking. There was something she urgently needed to do. I understood that much.
What do you think happened to her?
Maybe she's sleeping. Or maybe she's trapped like I was.
I hope she stays trapped. Hijacking your body, treating it like it's her own.
I guess.
I say good riddance. And let that be the end of it.
Shulk, I don't think she's totally to blame.
Why not?
She needed my body for something. I don't know what it was. I just know it was important. I want to help.
Why would you?
I knew she was using my body, but I didn't hate her for it. She was kind. She was taking care of my body. I could feel it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and she did everything she could to protect you.
So, back when we were fighting...
Against Egil, she knew what I wanted to do, and did it for me. So, I want to help her if I can. Please, Shulk.
All right. Then we'll do everything we can to find out what she was trying to do.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Fiora.
I'm glad to be here. What do we do now?
We have to find the others. I know they're alive. I can feel it. Everyone's gonna be surprised when they see you.
Everyone being?
Ryan, Dunban, And there are a few others we met along the way. Sharla, Ricky, and Melia. I just know you're gonna like them.
It looks like you've been through a lot as well.
Yeah. But nothing's gonna separate us now. Come on, let's start searching.
So, at this point going forward, Fiora joins our party once again. However, this form of Fiora is much, much different than any other form of Fiora in the entire game. How? Well, first off, the lowest level that she can be turned down to is level 40. So, funny enough, within the game's code, this form of Fiora is referred to as 7. In other words, she is the 7th party member. And to prevent spoilers, whenever anyone discusses Mecha Fiora, they refer Mecha Fiora as 7 for respect. And whenever I would add any sort of description to the YouTube videos of involving Fiora, aka Mecha Fiora, in any way, shape, or form whatsoever, then what I will do is just refer to Fiora as 7. Just, again, to make it so anyone who is searching for videos of a casual playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles won't stumble across any potential major spoilers. Unless, again, they played Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and used Shulk's Final Smash. In which case, well, day is ruined. Period. Good night. Just saying, because 7, aka Mecha Fiora, is a part of Shulk's Final Smash in Smash Ultimate. Why? I have no goddamn idea. Because normally during a normal chain attack, it's only Shulk and 2 other party members. In the case of Shulk's Ultimate Smash, it is, technically speaking, Dunban as well as Ricky. So, why add Fiora into the mix, I really do not know. But, regardless though, it is something worth mentioning. So, like I said, she is treated like an entirely separate character, especially when you're digging within the game's code. So, that is something to keep in mind. Mecha Fiora is considered to be one of the best characters in the entire game. She is that goddamn strong. And she's one of the best party members that you can have within any major party out there, especially if you're trying to take on super bosses. She definitely will not be letting you down, as some of her arts are some of the most powerful in the game. And rightfully so, considering how strong her arts really are. It really is nuts if you really think about it. So let's go ahead and readjust some of her gear, add in a few gems, and we should be fine. Also, Fiora, aka Mecha Fiora, has her own special series of equipment. In other words, any equipment that you've gathered up to this point are essentially useless to her. You have to more or less give her her own series of equipment, which are power goggles, which are goggles, frames, arms, boosters, and drones. And one very unique thing about the drones is that the drones that you give to Mecha Fiora change her talent arts, and it's dependent on which drone you give her. If you want to learn more information about Mecha Fiora and her abilities, her tutorial is listed under Fiora 2, I believe. And let me tell you, it's quite interesting. What's also really interesting is the wording used for the Fiora 2 tutorials. Let's see, here we go, Fiora 2. So, when it comes to the wording here, okay, I'll get back to that in a second. The different drones have can change Mecha Fiora's talent art in a couple of different ways. Depending on the drone, it will either hang on a second. They all charge up the same when it comes to their auto attack, but depending on the drone, it may do a completely different ability whatsoever. Or an entirely different ability altogether. And depending on how you configure Fiora, you can either build her for ether, attack, speed, or power. Power is defense, speed is, well, agility, attack is, well, physical attack, and ether are ether-based arts and ether-based defense. And depending on how you have her set up, you can set her up for any one of those combinations, or make her perfectly balanced. It's entirely up to you. Also, unlike everyone else, I decided to make it so Fiora's equipment is the same, basically on how she is currently equipped, because for the most part, her equipment that she has now is almost the same as what she starts with the exception being her weapon, which are the Mechon swords. That particular weapon you don't really get your hands on in this game. And they're there mainly for one cutscene that happens quite a bit of ways into the game. As far as when? Well, it's relatively soon. How soon? Well, once we reach the end of Mechonis, then you'll see that particular weapon. It only comes out during that one particular moment. Afterwards, it goes away. It goes back to your previous weapon. So, like I said, Fiora really is something else. Her equipment and just her other form in general is really a reckoning to be... okay. What I'm trying to say is Fiora is just a killing machine, just like with everyone else. And like I said, Mecha Fiora is treated separately, unlike her Hobbs form, which that is treated as a separate character. So that's the reason why her Hobbs form was much weaker than her other form. Just saying.
Is everybody ready?
Everyone, do your best.
So, funny thing about Mecha Fiora here is she has the longest animations for putting away her weapon in the entire game. And even pulling it out, it takes a while. So, with the current drone I have here, the Sword Drone 10, I believe that particular drone is the most powerful drone you can get for Fiora in the entire game. So, that's something to keep in mind. Oops, did not mean to take everything, but whatever, it's not that big of a deal. Also, fun fact, her grunts whenever she's jumping, it's the same, just like her Hobbs form, obviously. And it's also really damn hilarious. It just sounds like Fiora's trying to take a massive dump. Like, it really is hilarious if you think about it.
Shulk.
Fiora. What's wrong?
Sorry. My body feels a bit strange. I think I just need to rest. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We can take a break here. I wonder what happened after the fortress. Where did the others all end up? The Monado's light is fluctuating. That Mechon really messed it up. But still, I have to protect Fiora.
Shulk, can't you sleep?
Sorry. Did I wake you?
No, it's okay. I slept really well.
You want to eat? You must be hungry.
No thanks, but I'd like some water.
Okay.
Ow.
You should eat, even if you're not hungry. You need to get your strength back.
No, I'm fine. This body has its uses. I never need to eat. I never get hungry. I just run on water. Don't worry. I prefer my old body, but this one has some advantages. Shulk, you can leave me. It's okay.
What?
I mean, look at me, Shulk. This body is a Mechon body, so I should live here on Mechonis. This is where I belong.
You don't have to do that.
The Fiora you knew is dead. Just think of it like that. It's for the best.
But I can see it's not true. I mean, you're right here. I'll never forget how I felt when I thought I'd lost you back at the colony. I should have done something. I thought if only I had the power to save you.
Shulk.
No. No more regrets. I will protect you. Besides, there's someone else inside your head. We can't leave her there.
I guess not.
Uh-oh.
Mechon! No! Not now!
Shulk! Let me...
Fiora! Right. Come on, Monado. Don't let me down.
The Monado bends to your will.
No! I won't let you take her from me! This time, I will protect Fiora! Yes! The Monado's light! I can do this!
Alright, looks like the Monado's back in action.
The Monado's back in action! This is too easy!
Lol.
The Monado. It worked, but I feel worse than before. Whatever he did to the Monado is... What's that sound?
Great. More friends.
We're surrounded.
Well, isn't this fantastic? Looks like Shulk's in quite a pickle.
Where are we?
You're up then.
Sharla. What happened to us?
I don't know. I've only just come round.
Where are the others?
I look for them, but they're nowhere to be seen.
Oh.
Ryan, thanks.
Huh?
For protecting me back there.
Yeah. It got rough, but at least you got out safe.
What is it?
Look at me. I'm useless. Can't even keep a promise.
I promised Fiora I'd look after Shulk. Stupid.
You promised to protect the guy who protects you. Am I missing something?
In the old days, Shulk was kind of frail. You know, like a little bunniv that gets bossed around by the other colony animals. It was me who used to be there, to save him. That's why I promised Fiora. But now look at me.
Ryan.
He's stronger now. And not just because he's got the Monado. I've done all I can to help him. He doesn't need me.
That's not the Ryan I know.
Exactly.
Do you remember Colony 6?
Yeah.
The Mechon were always on the doorstep of our home, the colony. Thinking about it, I realized they were after the ether underneath it.
Yeah, I suppose so. If they could stockpile energy from there, they could get to any part of Bionis.
The Colony 6 Defense Force suffered its fair share of pain. And not just physical. Friends and family. Alive one day, gone the next. It all became so normal. You end up wondering how you can possibly make a difference when war is so futile. I'm not the only one who felt like that sometimes. But nobody ever gave up. And you know why?
Because you were strong?
We had no choice but to be strong. Everybody had someone to protect. The moment you looked away, you'd lose everyone you loved. So we had to keep looking straight ahead. We couldn't stop fighting.
Man, that's tough. Puts my problems into perspective. I suppose I should get back to being Ryan.
Don't go doubting yourself, even if things get tough.
You're right. There'll be plenty of time to stare at my feet when I'm old and crooked. Get it?
I get it. So now what?
We go looking for Shulk and Fiora. I might be like a third wheel, but I can still lug around the heavy stuff.
Finally! That's the Ryan I know.
Back there. Were you talking about that guy Gaddo?
Not just about him. Why do you ask?
Oh, nothing. Just, you know, seems like tough competition for a guy like me.
Ryan.
Funny enough, he's not wrong.
Do you think Shulk and the others are okay?
Of course they are. They wouldn't die from something like that.
Well, I don't know.
Back to your old self, I see. Right, we better get looking.
I mean, we did fall quite a ways from the air. And it was a pretty nasty fall. Don't get me wrong. Now then. At this point, Ryan and Charlotte are going to be working together for a little bit. At least until we can reunite with Shulk and Fiora. So, at least this won't take too long. It's kind of interesting considering that Shulk and Fiora are kind of in a bind right now. Perhaps the conversation that Ryan and Charlotte had took place a few minutes earlier before Shulk and Fiora got into a bind, if you know what I mean. Thankfully, we should be able to get back to them relatively shortly. In fact, here we are.
What's that sound?
Someone's in a fight. Up ahead. Shulk! Ryan! I got your back! We'll turn them into scrap! Right!
Sounds good to me. Let's get started now, shall we? I'm happy with this formation. Wow. Really, I could not continue the chain attack after that? That was kind of lame. What's even lamer that Shulk is not using a Monado enchant right now. Gotta love the AI sometimes, am I right?
Good to see you. I knew you'd make it, Shulk.
Thanks to you.
Rhine! Rhine, it's you!
Fiora! She remembers us.
Yeah, she's been through a lot.
I can see. Wow.
If only we could find Dunban.
Yeah, he'll be blubbering at the sight of us.
I don't think he'd ever cry in front of you two.
So he does cry?
When no one's watching?
Yep. He's always been like that. He's a big softie, but he hates anyone seeing it.
I never knew.
Nope, I don't believe it.
Take it easy. Oh, I'm okay. I want to see my brother. Let's go, Shulk.
If you can't walk, I'll carry you.
I'm much heavier now.
I've been pumping my guns.
I can see. Rhine, you really looked after Shulk for me.
I wanted to, but it feels more like he's the one who's been protecting me.
That's not true.
It's okay. I know it, you know it. I'm not here to protect you anymore.
But you are here for something.
Yeah. What I did just now. It don't matter how strong you get, you ain't got eyes in the back of your head. So I've got your back.
Rhine, you...
Rhine, you're like a whole new person.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, it's good you've become so dependable.
Was I that undependable before?
Take it as a compliment.
Ha! You haven't changed a bit. What would we do without you?
Right, let's go. You want to see my brother cry, don't you?
Yeah, wouldn't miss it.
That's just mean. Bet you he won't be crying anyway, but even so. Alright. That should be good. Now then, time to go search for Rhine and everyone else who seems to have fallen from the fallen or fallen to the fallen arm. Good lord, I can't speak today. You know it's been a long day when I can't say the right words.
Man, what a bunch of jokers. We've definitely gotten stronger.
Okay. Before we continue making our way forward, which, funny enough, you don't even need to come down here, but the reason why I'm doing so anyway is mainly because there is a unique monster over here. Level 57. This is gonna be kinda interesting. We should still be able to make this work no matter what, though. Damn, that was sweet.
That was great, guys. Perfect. Well done. This is the Monado's power.
Tear him up. Okay, Ryan.
Well done.
Fiora.
Time to finish this up nice and quick.
I know.
By the way, one thing worth mentioning here is Fiora's Final Cross. I believe that's an ability that she'll learn later as she levels up in her Mechon form. And believe it or not, it is probably her strongest attack that she has in her entire arsenal. The only thing about the Final Cross is that even though it has a very high attack stat and has very high chances of being able to topple an enemy, the thing about it is that it will only become available to use after Fiora is at basically max tension. Otherwise, she won't be able to use it. So, if you're looking to utilize Final Cross often, then be sure to give her some gems that raise her initial tension and make sure it stays that way. So, for those of you wondering if I'm going to be showing off the skill branches and talking more in depth about the skill tree, I will be doing so once we get everyone back together. For now, though, we kind of need to progress. Also, jumping down is faster than climbing. Just saying. Sure, you're going to take some fall damage, but really, it's not that big of a deal.
What is it?
I can hear something. What? I can't hear anything.
Maybe our sense of hearing isn't strong enough.
Low sounds. More than one. Watch out! Something's here!
Who are these people? They look kind of creepy.
Friends stop for Ricky. Oh, Ricky very hungry and Ricky sleepy. If Ricky not rest now, Ricky not keep going.
Well, we can't have that, can we? We'll rest here before going any further. Melia, do you need to rest?
I am fine.
Good. Break time.
That's a big fish.
What's this?
Here upon Ricky have big fight with fish. Ricky win. Grilled fish taste yum yum. Done it too.
I thought you said you couldn't move if you didn't rest.
Oh, Ricky very tired. But Ricky very hungry too.
How considerate of you.
Ricky not understand, Dun.
Don't try to hide it. You realized Melia was lagging behind. She would never admit how tired she was. That's the real reason you ask.
Funny enough, he's right.
Now that's good fish. Even in this strange place, at least the fish tastes like it should.
Ricky glad Dun like yum fish.
Yeah, thank you.
Millie is tired, but Ricky tired too. And Dun not look happy.
What's this? Am I that transparent?
Ricky want to hear Dun story. Ricky listen carefully. For Ricky is the Hierophon.
I'm not sure what that's got to do with it. Well, seeing as you're here, I'll tell you.
Yeah! Ricky, listen.
I have a sister. Her name is Fiora.
Ricky know. She wears silver armor. Shulk look everywhere for her.
Indeed. Shulk and Fiora, everyone knows they like each other. But they're just not ready, I suppose. They're the perfect match, but if they don't hurry up and tell each other...
Even Ricky know that.
I suppose everyone does. But now Fiora has become something else.
She forget Shulk. She forget Dun too.
She did. But Shulk won't give up that easily. Knowing that he's out there looking for her fills me with hope. I just wish I was there with him.
Dun take care of them.
Hmm?
Dun watch over Shulk. Dun watch over Fiora. That is all a Daddy Pon can do. Huh, Ricky make mistake. Dun not Daddy Pon.
Well, I am her older brother.
But just like Daddy Pon, watching over family. Same watch over. Dun do what he must.
Huh. Who would have thought it? I never imagined I'd be getting such advice from you.
Ricky have big family of Little Pon. Ricky raise and say goodbye to many Little Pon. Ricky knows some things.
You can say that again. I had you all wrong.
It doesn't look like the others are here.
Unfortunate. I hope everyone's safe.
Everyone's safe. Everyone's strong.
Ricky is right. It is simply a matter of when we will happen across them.
Everyone landed in the same area. They have to be around here somewhere.
Friends, look here. Ricky find it yesterday when Ricky goes scouting.
I wonder where this pipe leads.
Go! Ricky has feeling Shulk and friends are on other side.
Feeling? Well, I'm willing to give your knock-on instinct a try.
As am I. The pipe it is.
Agreed. What's the worst that can happen, really? Alright, time to get moving. Also, heart to heart. Neato, let's go. Ricky and friends camp here once. Ricky talked to Dun for ages. Ricky catch fish for Dun and Dun say yum yum. Is that so? I expected you stayed up rather late chatting away under the moonlight. Melly right. But Melly shut eyes very early so Melly not eat any grilled fish. What is grilled fish, Ricky? Melly not know? Grilled fish so yum yum that Dun's eyes pop out. Most intriguing. Melly must eat. Melly not forget taste later. You're definitely piqued my interest. If you recommend it that highly, I will have to give it a try. Yay, Melly be very happy. Ricky find yum yum fish for Melly to eat. Why, thank you, Ricky. But we have places to go. We should leave your culinary delights until another time. Boring. Ricky, catch it now. Grilled fish tastier than tasty. But how will you catch it? Leave it to Ricky. Ricky splish splash in water and get fish real quick. I doubt you'll catch a fish as easily as that. Melly wrong, splish splash not easy. But Ricky has bestest flip flap wings in all of village. Splish splash flip flop. Are you sure about this, Ricky? What if something happens? We're the only ones here. Ricky will set ground on fire too. Melly can sit and wait for Ricky's special grilled fish. I can see you won't be persuaded. I suppose I have no choice but to wait for your return, Ricky. Melly will love fish. Ricky return very soon. He seems a tad too excited. But I hope he's going to cook up a storm. Perhaps I will regret saying that. By the way, that particular heart-to-heart, I believe, takes quite a while to even be able to view, considering that particular heart-to-heart requires a pretty high affinity between Melia and Ricky. in order to even achieve it. So, that's something to keep in mind. Okay, let's get moving. Of course, there are some fish around here whom you could fight if you want to, but it's not really recommended unless you're lacking in experience or something. In which case, it's not that big of a deal. Alright, let's head on into this mysterious place, the hidden Machina village.
A village in a place like this?
Malia!
Shulk!
Guys!
You're all right.
Yeah. And we found Fiora.
Dunban.
Fiora? Do you remember me?
Mm-hmm. Sorry if I made you worry.
It's all right. I'm just so glad you're alive.
Aww.
Oh, dear brother.
Shulk, is that your childhood friend?
Yeah.
Congratulations. I'm glad she is safe.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you.
But how did you all get here? And what is this place anyway?
These people helped us.
Huh?
This is their home.
Your surprise is understandable. We are the Machina. The people of Mechonis.
Pleased to meet you.
Machina? You mean machine people?
You look as if you have many questions. But please, take a look around our village first. We will talk after that. I will be waiting in front of the building we call Junks.
Okay, that makes sense. Anyway, welcome to the hidden Machina village. It's a pretty small town, all things considered. But this place is one of a couple of locations where you'll be able to purchase special parts for Fiora's equipment. And also, maybe even some additional weaponry, if you know what I mean. Alright. Let's take a look around, see what we can find. We got plenty of people to meet.
Hi there.
And also, one other thing worth mentioning here is that this place does have its own affinity chart. And it's a really good idea to speak to as many named NPCs as you can around here. Friend of the world.
What do you need?
How quaint. Well, this is going to be interesting. Time to purchase some more equipment. I believe the Mechon equipment that you can buy here are all weapons that give the user abilities to damage Mechon. So that's pretty nice, all things considered. So you may be wondering, why is it that I'm purchasing all this equipment here? Well, the simple reason for this is quite interesting. It's mainly for the fact that I was not able to purchase this equipment previously during my first run due to the fact that I didn't have enough money to do so. So, since I have more than enough, I should be able to purchase everything in the game here, and also update Fiora's cosmetic wardrobe. In other words, be able to update all of her cosmetic equipment. When it comes to updating her cosmetic equipment, though, I'm not going to be doing that until...
Hi there.
Not the next session, but the one after. And the reason why is because, well, we just got Mecha Fiora, aka 7. What's even more hilarious and also really disrespectful was during IGN's review of Xenoblade Chronicles, they spoiled 7. Why? Because unprofessionalism. No. There is... I really don't even know what the reason is. Perhaps it was an accident, or they didn't know any better, didn't know about 7, or they played Smash Ultimate and thought, it would be okay to spoil 7. But no, it's not. It's not okay to spoil 7 earlier than you're supposed to. I know I've made that mistake a couple of times throughout this playthrough, but at least I admit it was a mistake, and I did try to correct it a couple of times. That I did make that mistake. So, again, it's not that bad. It's... what the heck am I saying? It is a pretty big deal to spoil 7 like that, aka Mecha Fiora. So, keep in mind that I'm going to keep referring Mecha Fiora as 7, and sometimes even vice versa. Also, since this is technically a new town, like I said, talk to every named NPC around here and get some quests going. And thankfully, a lot of these quests we should be able to complete relatively easily and quickly. Since we already have basically everything that we need to here. At least for the most part. And honestly, it's a good idea to complete these quests anyway. Just saying. As believe it or not, certain quests only open up if you talk to certain named NPCs. This is a pretty interesting party setup. This particular heart-to-heart requires Fiora and Charlotte to be in the limelight here. And it also has to be nighttime in order to activate it. But before I switch the time from day to night, I still want to explore the village a bit and speak to all the named NPCs around here. Funny enough, some of the named NPCs are, or even some of the other NPCs around here are, they look like children on a stroller of sorts. I don't even know. It's like a hovering stroller. I don't understand how that even works, but it's a thing, and it's something to keep in mind. Okay. Okay. Let's continue our little exploration just a little bit longer now, shall we? I also just realized that we're almost out of time for today. Holy crap. It's really something else. You know what they say, time flies when you're having fun. And let me tell you folks, I'm definitely having fun here. That's interesting. Some people who have fallen off the Sword Valley also live here now, which I guess makes sense, because there's not exactly a quote-unquote easy way to return to Bionis after you've fallen from that place. It is a giant... It is a sleeping giant, after all. So, of course, that would make sense. Also, I believe in order to enter Junks, you have to speak to, Lenata here. Oops. And also, I believe once everyone's gathered back together, then you can fast travel again. Otherwise, you won't be able to for a little bit of time. Sorry to drag you away at a time like this. It's okay. What did you want to talk about? I didn't want to say this earlier, but until I met you, I thought Melia was one of him. Was the one for him. For who? Are you talking about Shulk? Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to meddle. I'm just an onlooker. I don't really mind which one of you gets the guy. Thanks, I think. I know that you're a big deal to the boy, so don't worry. Lately, that's been clear as can be. Lately? You mean after he found me? Yeah, since you came back. I mean, Shulk looked out for everyone like the good guy he is. But he's definitely changed since you joined us. I don't think he's changed. That makes sense. You didn't see him until after you met up again. I know, but do you really think Shulk has changed that much? I don't mean it in a bad way. He's still basically the same guy. Well, that's a relief, so he never stopped being kind and sweet. Not for a second. But that's not to mean that it's subtle, but he's stronger now. I think it's because he knows he has to protect you from now on. That's reassuring. I'm glad he hasn't changed too much, though. I would hate for Shulk to stop being Shulk. Maybe he tried really hard to stop himself from changing. That doesn't sound very practical. It also sounds kind of familiar, too. I mean, like, subconsciously. Maybe part of him really wanted to keep hold of who he was. You could very well be white. What? You could well be right. Shulk's a kind enough person that deep down, he'd want to stay kind. Thanks for telling me about all this, Charla. Don't worry. No thanks needed. Just hang in there, okay? Sounds good to me.
Welcome. Welcome.
What seems to be the problem, Prox? Okay, that doesn't seem to be too difficult to take care of. So, for this quest, all we really need to do is just take care of some noise that are roaming. No. What I'm trying to say is there appears to be some noise coming from a spring. And we kind of need to take care of that, investigate it. Also, say hello to one of the rare hobs around here. I believe she's one of those NPCs who have fallen from Bionis and landed here on the fallen arm of Mechon. Good lord. Okay. At the very least, I am going to start these quests, though I'm not going to worry about going after them right away. Not until about a ways in. How much of a ways in? Well, a fairly decent amount of ways. You'll soon see what I mean.
Hi there.
I thought the named NPC was right there. I guess not. Perhaps I need to... Oh, go up there. Okay.
How's it going?
You look familiar. Cool. So it seems like the world of Mechon really isn't all that bad. In fact, it's not that much different from Bionis itself, which is rather interesting.
Welcome.
Okay. Now that that's done out the way, let's speak to you.
How are you?
Alright, let's see what you have to say.
So, are you Mechon?
In one sense we are, and in another we are not. It is a fact that the weapons you call the Mechon were created by our civilization. However, we were born from the Mechonis. By your understanding, it would be correct to say that we are the same as Mechon.
A form of mechanical life born of the Mechonis. Is that correct?
From our perspective, you are forms of organic life born of the Bionis.
Life born of the Mechonis. So there is life here, just like on Bionis.
Explain to us why you invaded our world. What did we ever do to you?
I understand your feelings, but please, there is much yet to tell you.
Dunban, please hear her out.
But...
These Machina, they're good people.
Fiora?
You do not look fully functional.
Ever since she was given this body, she hasn't been feeling too good. But we honestly don't know what to do.
Do you mean to tell me you are not Machina? Why didn't you tell me sooner?
I'm okay. Really.
Nonsense. I am a doctor. Do not worry. I specialize in people in your... situation.
Then why didn't you
Just
recognize...
as I thought, you were transformed into a face unit.
Seriously, why didn't she recognize the fact that Fiora is indeed a face unit? I don't understand. And you're supposed to be a doctor?
You are experiencing a functional breakdown in multiple locations. I will take her to my laboratory. The Chief will answer your questions. He is waiting for you in Junks.
For us?
We will speak later.
Shulk, I'm...
Fiora.
Don't worry. I'll keep an eye on her.
Thanks.
I mean, it makes sense, considering that Charla is technically a doctor for the Defense Force and all. So, having her keep an eye on Fiora, honestly, is not a bad idea.
Yes?
I wonder what's going on with you. Mechon invasions, eh? Sounds pretty typical in the life of Bionis. I almost said Bionis. I mean, Mechonis. Jesus! I suck. Okay, at least this one's done. Job's done. I wonder if that's from a video game, that particular quote. I think it might come from one of the Warcraft games?
Yes?
I could be wrong, but I feel as though that is the case.
How are you?
Okay. Looks like this heart-to-heart can technically be viewed, but it can't be viewed until Fiora returns to your party.
Huh. He's massive.
Indeed he is.
I get a kick out of seeing people's faces every time.
Also, fun fact, did you know that the voice actor for this guy is the same who voices Daddy Pig from Peppa Pig? I didn't know about that until recently. It's rather interesting. Can you imagine Daddy Pig giving Peppa Pig a frickin' lecture about the Monado? That would be awkward as crap, but hilarious. Not that I watched the show, but I'm just saying.
We were told that you were waiting for us.
That's right. I've been waiting a long time. Waiting for you to accept my request.
Request?
But first, let me ask. The sword the young man is holding. Is that the Monado?
It is.
And the destruction of the fortress on the sword. Was that your lot's doing?
Yes. Although unfortunately we were unable to stop Egil.
Egil?
Do you know him? He claims to be the leader of Mechonis.
This Egil that you fought is one of our people. He's my son.
Your son?
Actually, my request is about him as well.
Ah, let me guess. You want us to kill him?
I want you to kill Egil.
Called it! To kill Egil, though. That is quite a tall order, all things considered. It really is.
Dearest Homs and Nopon representatives, my humble gratitude for accepting our invitation. I am Kallian Antiqua, Regent of the High Entia.
We all know who you are. You High Entia have kept yourselves safe, remaining spectators to our destruction. Why call upon us now?
As stated in my invitation, it is our intention to form an allied force from the peoples of Bionis, with which we will confront Mechonis.
Look at you. One little scratch and you're already crying for help.
I cannot deny this. The attack did serve as the catalyst, but the fact remains that things have changed.
When we needed help at the Battle of Sword Valley, our cries were ignored. Give me one good reason why we should bother.
Huh? I understand your anger. Our selfishness was inexcusable. However, please hear what I have to say. Listen to why our stance has changed.
Stop talking if you like, but no promises we'll stick around till the end.
We High Entia were mistaken. We believed that if we were attacked by the Mechon, our power alone could repel them. But a brave group of young heroes showed us the error of our ways. When the Mechon descended upon Erith Sea, Shulk fought with a courage I have never seen. I was most surprised to see that this group was comprised of different races. Homs, Nopon, High Entia. Although different, they trusted one another as friends. As just one inhabitant of Bionis, I desired to... No, I felt compelled to become strong like them.
Their strength came from the Monado. Bravery only gets you so far in this world.
Then you will not join us?
Hold your horses, son. I said they didn't win with bravery alone, but they wouldn't have got far without it. All right. You can count on our help.
The Nopon will join too. The Hum-Hum and Bird people are friends of the Nopon. We will fight together.
Dixon, are you leaving?
Yeah. It's just I felt this sudden pain in the neck.
Is that your response?
Don't go jumping the gun there, Prince. I'll leave the colony's forces with old Atharon here. You can use them however you want. I've got somewhere I need to be.
Might I ask where?
A battle's more than just a head-on assault. The sooner you realize that, the better. I better go and remind Shulk and all.
So you know of their whereabouts?
I told you. I've got a pretty good idea.
Dixon!
Yeah?
If you should meet Shulk...
What?
I have something I want you to tell him.
I wonder what this message could be. Well, let me tell you, folks. We'll be finding out what that message is all about relatively soon.
You want us to kill your son? That is no small request.
There are hardly any of us Machina left on Mechonis. Back when the Bionis and the Mechonis were fighting, the Bionis almost completely wiped us out. I suppose the Bioness just didn't want us around. Lady Mayneth fought the Bioness for us. In the end, the two Titans wounded each other and entered a deep slumber.
Who was Lady Mayneth?
The creator of Mechonis. You could say that she is the Mechonis itself.
It's all like you saw all this. Ain't this all just an ancient myth?
I know I look young, but I'm actually quite old. I saw the whole thing with my own eyes.
You can't be serious.
The people of Mechonis must have a longer lifespan. Just like we High Entia live far longer than Homs.
I get that, but he can't have lived that long.
But why do you want your son dead? From what you've told us, I would have thought you'd want us to destroy the Bioness rather than kill your own son.
Egil was a brilliant young man. Clever, strong, and kind to the less able. But he never forgave the Bioness for what it did, and he swore to take revenge.
So he wants to do to us what the Bioness did to the Machina?
Correct. Egil is trying to eradicate all innocent life on Bioness. He has to be stopped.
Didn't you ever try to stop him?
We tried once. A lot of people were killed. He's blinded by revenge. Even Lady Mayneth herself couldn't convince him to stop.
Where is Egil now?
Most likely the Mechonis capital. He's trying to restore its former glory all by himself.
I feel sorry for him.
Oi! What are you talking about? Did you forget what he did to us?
I haven't forgotten, or forgiven. But Egil's clearly suffered a lot in his life. You don't feel any sympathy at all?
All I know is, this stinks. Who cares what he's been through?
Rhine!
I understand about Egil. But why us? You should be aware that Shulk's sword, the Monado, has the power to destroy Mechonis weaponry. It's said that it was once the sword of the Bioness. Doesn't the very sight of it make you quiver?
Zanza.
Huh?
Oh, just talking to myself. If you're gonna kill Egil, you'll need all of that sword's power. That's how strong Egil is. But enough talk. You must be tired. Take your time and think it over. Until the young lady's treatment is finished, feel free to spend time in our village.
She has done well to survive such injury.
What do you mean? Is she sick?
Since you seem to have knowledge of Hom's medicine, I'll explain it like this. I'm afraid she's had several of her organs removed. Am I correct in assuming she was configured to operate inside a Mechon?
That's right.
She has been transformed into a Mechon's central nerve unit. Her blood can now circulate through a Mechon's components.
How?
I believe her immune system is now configured for compatibility with the Mechon. That's why her strength has depleted.
But you can treat her, can't you? Please.
Of course. Even as a Machina doctor, I cannot turn a blind eye to this butchery. With our equipment, she will regain her strength, but she will be stuck with this body. I cannot restore her flesh and blood Hom's body.
That's okay. I don't want to be a burden to Shulk. I don't care if I have a machine body. Just make it so I can fight beside him.
Fiora, leave it to me. If that is your wish, I'll do my best. I must implant a new circulation system for her immune functions. But we have one problem.
A problem?
I don't have a piezoelectric unit, which is required to control such a system. As long as she remains on this bed, the life support machine can compensate. But to move around freely, she must have the piezoelectric unit. The same unit is used in Mechon, so if you were to find some Mechon parts...
But where?
Well, outside of the village at the base of Digit 5, there's a beach. Debris from above washes ashore there. you might be able to find one among the Mechon wreckage.
We'll take a look. The beach at the base of Digit 5, right?
Yes. It gives off a faint red glow, so it might be easier to find at night.
So, at this point, we need to get ourselves a piezoelectric unit for Fiora in order to restore her immune system. However, getting our hands on it is actually pretty easy. But we're not going to be worrying about this sort of thing until the next session. And the reason why is, well, we are well over the 3-hour mark now. And, yeah, I think now's as good a time as any to just simply call it a day. We've been through quite a lot today, don't get me wrong. But there's still more to come, that is for sure.
What do you need?
So, yeah, I agree. And that's what I did. I didn't take the job. I didn't feel comfortable. There are a couple of other reasons too, but I'm not going to get into that here. So, anyway, I'll go ahead and start signing things. I'll go ahead and start signing out now as we accept this quest. And thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed the stream today. Tomorrow I'll be doing some more Banjo-Kazooie speedruns. Hopefully tomorrow will be good. We'll definitely have to wait and see. So, anyway, we'll call it a day here. This is General Snivy with the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition playthrough. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you were able to attend the live stream live, thank you for attending. Next time, we're going to be hopefully getting Fiora's immune system restored and getting everything up and running. And maybe we'll even take up on the chief's offer of killing Egil. Almost called him Ego, like Lego my ego. Regardless, though, we have a lot to take care of in the next session, and I hope you're all looking forward to the ride. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all later.